There's Matthew. Hey, Matthew. How's it going, man? There you go.
Hello.
Hey, man. How you going?
It's all good. Yeah. Thought I had my audio on there.
No worries. I'm going to wait another 2 minutes or so and then we get rolling.
Yeah.
I don't know, had about 10, 12 signups, but you never know who actually shows up on the day.
Yeah, no, it's same with mine. I've done coaching calls I got before and show up like 10 minutes in. So I'm only back in the gym there, so I'm sort of rushed in.
Did you
No worries.
get much of a reaction after the Ben Settle podcast, or?
Yeah, it was funny. I actually got like so I had people who used to do coaching with me or something. Like I'd do coaching with them and then they'd be like, "Oh, how the fuck did you get Ben Saddle?" And I'm like, "Oh, you should have stuck with me. I would have taught you."
Oh, go away, yeah.
You got people who like hadn't talked to me in ages all popping up about it.
Are you going to put it into your marketing message, like for the program you're running, or
What do you mean?
like just kind of leverage it a bit, or?
I stuck that video, the Zoom or the Loom one I did, just breaking down the email I sent them. I stuck that in the course, but yeah, I have to get organized. Like I have so much shit on that I need to get things. I'd like to do like maybe like a monthly membership or something, and then fire in a few case studies like that.
Oh yeah. You seem to have a plan anyway,
yeah. I couldn't believe I got fucking Ben on anyway. It was.
Yeah, it's great. Jesus, like it's to hear him on it, like it's actually pretty savage, like John.
I was the same. It was like the first time we were meant to have the call, it was like my laptop or whatever it was, Zoom completely fucked up, and then the second time I was like looking to get a MacBook for ages, and then I was like, oh fuck it, I might just get it tomorrow so I can do this call with him. And yeah, so worth it. Like,
yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone lined up now for the next one, or?
Not even. I was actually talking to him. I couldn't believe he was still fucking talking away to me after it. So I expected him to just be like, oh, thanks for the podcast. But he was like, oh, you should talk to this girl and this person. And they have like similar methodologies or something as me. So I don't know. I've sent an email to someone there, but I don't know. I'll probably do a few solo podcasts as well and see how.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
Brilliant.
Very nice.
All right. Hey, Andre. Okay. I reckon we just get going. If other people join up after a few minutes, they're very welcome. But I feel like I'm not going to hang around any longer. It's already 5 past. I'm sure we're all busy people.
Dead on.
Okay, brilliant. So, Matthew, I guess first off, tell us who you are, where'd you come from, a little bit about yourself. What do you do for a living?
Yes, so my name is Matthew. Obviously, I'm 22 and I'm from like County Down. I currently do email marketing, copywriting. I do probably 50% of my business is just one-to-one client work, and then the other 50% is like just course selling and coaching and all that sort of stuff. And a lot of my client work used to be just copywriting and stuff, but now it's moved towards like even like TikTok sort of stuff. Because when I started making content, it's to get clients from a copywriting business, and then it ended up being like people who wanted to learn how to do it, and then brands ended up wanting to, like, they saw that I was a marketer and all this stuff, so they wanted me to make videos for them and stuff. So that's pretty much what I'm doing at the minute, is just doing TikTok content and then focusing on building my own email marketing business. But yeah, I'm still in uni. I have another year to go and I'm fucking really debating not doing it, but yeah, haven't figured everything out yet.
What do you do at uni? Are you doing something marketing related or something completely different?
It's media production, so it's just like camera work and all that. But honestly, I learned nothing from it. Like I learned far more from starting like a YouTube channel than I have in the full degree. So yeah.
And when you say brands want you to do content creation for TikTok, what does that involve? Is that video animation? Is that you actually going out and taking personal video, or is it editing other people's footage? What are you doing?
No, it's just me. They want me to make content for them, and sometimes it's to put on my own page where it's like, oh, I'll do a quick skit or a video or something saying here you should use this website. Or sometimes it's just for their own marketing campaigns where they'll ask me to make a video and they'll push it out as an ad on different social media platforms. So it's pretty much just
Okay.
that.
And like, forgive my ignorance, I'm a dinosaur. I don't know shit about TikTok. Like, what makes you attractive to people, to advertisers on TikTok? Do you have a good following there? What's going on that's getting you noticed?
Yeah, so I've close to 500,000 now on TikTok, which it doesn't really feel as much as if it was YouTube or something, but it's that like following obviously, and then the fact that I can just make good content and I know how to make like get a good hook and all that stuff, and I've been doing it. So I think they just like seeing people who, and I also like I remember doing an interview with someone and they had one of my clients on after. It was like a Plum, it's called. It's just like a big fintech company, and they said they picked me because it was like relatable and it wasn't like some fucking flashy, talking about making money all the time. It was just like giving tips and all that stuff.
Okay. And then when brands want you to make content for them, how much creative freedom do you have? Are they saying you got to get your scripts approved before them, or is it just a matter of, here, Matthew, do us 3 spots. Here's what we want. Go do something, and they let you come up whatever you like.
Yeah, so I would have creative freedom. It's like I like getting them to tell me now, because I've got obviously quite a few coming in now and it's quite time consuming. So I'll just ask them, is there any content they've had made before by another influencer, or any rough points they want me to cover? And then I can just make a quick script, send it over for approval and then do it. But I've had people before where it's just fucking taking the piss. This is why, like, I was talking to Ben about not liking client work, because I've had people before where they're like, oh, we want you to react to this video and you need to be, and then I sent them a video and did all this stuff, and then they're like, oh, well, you weren't enthusiastic enough, or you weren't funny. And I'm like, you told me what to do and I did it. So, and then they weren't even paying that much, so I sort of just like, I just said this is a bit of a joke and just didn't bother going through. But yeah, you get quite a bit of creative freedom with it.
And for you to get this kind of clients, like, are you doing any outreach for this, or is this just the fact that you've built a following, is bringing it to your door? It's all inbound.
Yeah, no, I used to do, like, whenever I was starting with copywriting and all that, I used to have to obviously send cold emails out and figure all that out. And I'm happy I did, because it's like allowed me to sort of teach it. And then also I've just know for myself, if I ever get stuck, I know how to go out and reach people. But at the minute, it's just all coming to me because I have the audience, obviously. And like, that's a lot of work too. It's like you can choose to do cold outreach and do all that, or else you can choose to make content and have companies come to you. But either way, it's a lot of work.
Okay, sure. I mean, with like, when I think about cold outreach versus, and for me, it's like networking I talk about the most, but I can see content being kind of more similar to networking, in that you make that content, you publish it, and it's there, and it keeps on paying off over time. And the same with networking. Once you build a relationship with somebody, and as long as you maintain the relationship, it keeps on giving more, like bringing more back to you over time. So
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's amazing. That's why I started doing YouTube, and then TikTok was literally just to promote it, because it was like, oh, you can get mad viral on TikTok really easily somehow. And then because I see mates, like, somebody would post a video and get loads of views. So I just like the idea of having YouTube and TikTok and all there, because now if anyone wants to learn something, they can get caught up in my videos. And I've got like hundreds of videos out there now. So it's all working for you as well. Like, you've got videos that are working for you. But it's I would definitely recommend it if you're confident enough to get on camera. I wasn't confident at the start. I was like, one of my videos got like 30,000 views or something one night, and I was ready to delete the video and just like, because one of my mates sent me the video and he's like, oh, what the fuck, I didn't know you were doing this. And then I was like, oh no, I don't want people seeing. But yeah, it's just a bit of a hurdle you have to get over, I suppose.
Sure. And like, what is particularly unusual about you is that, like you said, you're 22, but you've actually gone out and created your own copywriting course, your own digital product.
Yeah.
And where did you get inspired to do that, rather than follow the typical route, which is most people spend a couple of years working for others before they even consider making their own thing?
Yeah, well, I just sort of thought that I did the YouTube obviously to get clients, and then I wanted to post loads of content about like copywriting and stuff, because then I could see maybe some business owners would see that and be like, oh, instead of me learning how to do this, I'll just message this guy and he can do it for us. So I did that, and then I was watching like all these CoffeeZilla and all that, and they were like slagging people off for the online courses. So it was like, oh, I'm never going to make a course. But I kept creating content and doing that, and I was making loads of free content, and then people wanted to know like really specific stuff. Like, say I was talking about how to get clients, I would show them a way to do it for free. And then they'd be like, oh, what do you use for this and that, or what software do you use? And I'd just be like, I might make a paid course, and if you want to learn more, just go there. Because it's something as well that I'm always adding to. Like, I didn't just make it and then be like, oh, that's it. It's stuff like over the last year I've obviously learned a lot more. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'm not really like, I think Ben was saying that he's more, a lot of copywriters aren't really business minded, but I definitely would be business minded. I just like building stuff and, you know, just figuring stuff out like that. It's I like the writing too, but it's definitely more just business stuff.
Okay. So when you did your copywriting program, what kind of stuff were you actually like teaching people that? Were you teaching people how to write sales letters and emails and Facebook ads, the usual thing, or were you actually focusing more on the platforms you're active on?
Yeah, so it was more like I did obviously I basically made a free course. I don't know if any of you have done drop shipping, but there's a guy called Gabriel Saint Germain I used to follow. I just like the way he did it, because he was like a drop shipper, and then he made a playlist on YouTube full of videos breaking down each step on how to start a dropshipping store and make money with it. And he put that in a playlist called free dropshipping course. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I just figured out like halfway through doing YouTube, I was like, oh, I can just do that and make a free course for people. And then if they want to buy something else, I can, like, honestly, I was never going to make a course. And then it was just like, oh, it was just the natural next step. But like I had one digital product before that, and it was just like a quick email package. But yeah, the course, I don't know. Sorry, I've rambled on a bit there. What was the question?
Well, just kind of, actually, I've kind of forgotten the question.
Yeah,
no, it's just about you creating the course. Is it typical, like the typical copywriting stuff that most people are expected to know about, like sales pages, Facebook ads, emails, or is it more about the platforms that you're active on?
Yeah, so it was like, so I broke it down. I did a bit of mindset and stuff, because I wanted to make it like someone could join it and then go from making nothing to making a couple of grand a month. And so I broke it down and I did case studies. Like I did a full week on a case study for like an e-com store. So I showed you how to write their sales emails, their ads, their landing page, all that sort of stuff. And then I showed practical examples. I show people how to, like, say you get a client that needs daily emails. I'll show you 5 different types of emails you can write, subject lines, all this sort of stuff. And then stuff about like spam, and I got more specific about like creating an offer and all this. And then obviously wanted to show lead gen and all that stuff. So I show people how to go out and send cold emails, find leads, basically the whole thing, to be a successful freelance copywriter.
Okay. And when you launched your course, how did you go about promoting at the beginning? Like, where did your first sale come from?
So it was on YouTube, I think. And I've realized since then, like, I didn't know anything about funnels or any of that stuff. But I just did it. I just had it on YouTube the way that guy Gabriel did it. And then I remember making, like, it was like fucking mad. I was sitting there on a Friday evening and I'd cranked it out for like 12 hours. I was just sitting working on it, trying to get it out. And then I published it, and then I sent a message to my email list, which I did. I had like an email list with like a couple of hundred people on it, and then YouTube and all that. And then I got like a sale. I was like, no, fucking no way. And then I got another one, a couple of few. And then I was just thinking I was balling that night, because it was like, oh, there's a way to, you know, like whenever you're doing freelancing, you close one client and that's it. But if you're selling a product, you can sell it to like 5 people in one day. So that's basically what happened. It was just, I think it was just through YouTube. People had been like hyping it up a bit. But yeah, since then TikTok, I've realized TikTok is where the money is, and Instagram and stuff like that. So I promote more heavily on there, and I think YouTube, I'm just gonna do like a weekly podcast or something. Because it's so much more work doing YouTube videos.
Okay, and you just said TikTok is where the money is. What makes you feel that way? What's the evidence that has made you go like that's where I gotta go?
So it's basically the thing about, like, I built a funnel, and that was basically when I was talking about that free course I made on YouTube where it was like 10 videos. The funnel was just an easier way to package that up. So I did 3 training videos in my funnel, and on the third one, at the end of it, you're like, oh, I go through and be like, oh, if you don't want to do this all on your own, I've got a paid course. And so I built the funnel, and that was sort of just I was able to do a more like scarcity sort of thing, where I just said, look, if you want to join, the time is now, and all that sort of stuff. Whereas the YouTube videos were just like, you can watch them whenever. So I built the funnel, and then TikTok, I was just getting like way more views. And like I would get on a video, I'll check my YouTube now, and then I'll check my TikTok. I think YouTube, I probably get like 10 to 15,000 views a month. Whereas on TikTok, it's like millions, something, I don't know what it is. It's, I haven't really posted the last month. So 9,000 views on YouTube and 250,000 on TikTok. And
Okay.
that's just where, like, I just realized, like, why am I posting so much to YouTube whenever you get way more views elsewhere, you know?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I can see when you say it like that, it's like it's obvious where the money's there because it's 25 times the eyeballs. It's just numbers, isn't it?
It took me so long to figure that. I was like, oh no, TikTok's just a stupid app. Like I was just so like in my own ways, and it's the same with most stuff. Like you just assume so much shit before you jump in, but yeah, just followed the numbers, like.
And hey, Andre just popped in with a question there. Like, how do you know it's the right kind of eyeballs? And I kind of was going to go in that direction. Like, did you like start to find quickly that people were buying direct from your TikTok videos, or what happened?
Yeah, so that's a good question, because I was like, that was another one of my assumptions. It was like, oh, it's all kids following my TikTok. But what I realized is, like, if you're making content, and nobody really tells you this, is like, if you're making content and a lot of kids are going to see it. So say I do a video about how to like best credit cards to get when you're 18. So what's going to happen is maybe 100,000 people see that, and 90% of them are kids. But because it's promoting it to so many people, a lot of adults get thrown in with that. So a lot of adults start seeing it, and then you just get like way more views from adults and people that can buy. But yeah, like definitely Ben was saying about getting better leads and stuff like that. That's something I haven't figured out yet. But yeah, I think I'm a bit of a mess at the minute because I haven't organized stuff properly. I've just been doing client work and all that stuff at the minute.
No, understood. And like something for that is it to do with the fact that it's a new platform? Like it's a relatively new platform. Like YouTube's been around for what, 14, 15 years now. So I guess it's in certain way it's kind of saturated. Like all of the major verticals are saturated there. Is there that just more like it's kind of an untapped frontier on newer platforms, at least once they have a critical mass of viewers?
Yeah, it's hard to know. Like YouTube does seem more saturated, but I've seen people be like, you can, if you make good enough content, you'll get views on it. So I don't know what the crack is there, but TikTok is definitely a better algorithm for getting views, and it's all just a matter of, it's just a funnel from getting, like, instead of getting 1,000 people on YouTube, there might be slightly better leads, but 1,000 people on YouTube compared to like 100,000 people on TikTok is insane, you know, because you can just get way more sales through that than through like, yeah, it doesn't really, with that amount of views, the quality of the leads doesn't really matter, I don't think, but yeah.
Okay. And has it been like all organic growth so far, or you've been using paid media as well?
No, I've never. I tried a paid ad one time, and then it was like an absolute scene. I was sitting on the phone with someone from Google, like an Indian guy, and I put like a tenner into my ad account to do one ad. It was just to retarget people that already watch YouTube. And it like fucking went over the budget. And I was like, it was just like pissing away my money. And I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on? So I've never run ads since that, but it's definitely something I want to do.
Okay. And are you going to be like at the next stage just to actually go learn media buying, or will you just focus on your content creation and pay somebody else to do that for you?
Yeah, that's something I need to figure out still. It's like, I don't want to, I know that content creation is really important, but I don't want to be in like a hamster wheel. So I don't want to have to be doing this for years and years.
Mhm.
So I think I want to learn myself how to do media buying, and then maybe I can pay someone, because if I don't know anything about it right now, I can't really tell if someone's good at it. Whereas if it's, I actually know a bit of stuff, I can be like, oh, okay, it's worth paying you.
Okay, yeah, amazing. And then so at this point, with you've got your course, you've got your customers, and they've already bought from you. Have you got an essential funnel planned out for them? Do you know what you can sell your course buyers next? Are you going to do high ticket coaching on the back end, or is there something else you want to offer?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I've basically done all this by myself, so I haven't done that yet. It's at the minute I'm trying to plan out like content schedules for just doing like email marketing every week. And I have done some stuff where I'll email them in the back end, but I haven't set everything up properly. It's just more of, I'm just doing everything as it comes to me at the minute, and it's all right because it's working at the minute. But I know rightly I can 10x it or 100x it. I just need to get everything organized. So yeah, I was going to launch something for like $2,500, and that's just going to be a proper one-to-one coach, because yeah, I've done it before with people and I haven't charged much, and the results are just insane. So yeah.
Okay. And then like that, so that's your back end thing is going to be a sort of one-to-one direct coaching program to help other people get started and get themselves rolling with their clients.
Yeah, I think so. Like, there's another course I want to make is basically about digital products, but I want to get this down first, so I can teach that, because at the minute it's sort of a mess. Like, I've got it halfway done, but there's so much more I need to learn before I can start teaching it. But yeah, coaching
Okay.
is the way to go.
Have you kind of come to a saturation point now where the problem is actually like just too many demands on your time, more than there are hours in the day?
Yeah, it's I'm in a bit of a dilemma at the minute. I'd like to cut out client work, because it's like, say I'm doing roughly 10K a month in dollars at the minute, and half of that is from client work, as I said. And so it's hard to turn down half of your income whenever it's client work. But I know in the long term, if I just focus on the course business, I could obviously scale it up way more. So yeah, at the minute I'm trying to get like VAs and stuff, but I haven't a clue about hiring VAs, so I'm just asking around.
Okay. There's somebody actually I know I can talk to you about that after the call. I won't talk about it now, but I'll talk to you one-to-one later. So, but yeah, at some point, basically, you get stuck in this trap of you've got no more time, and if you want to grow, you have to get some kind of a team around you, or it ain't going to happen, right? It's just burnout is a reality.
Yeah, like I think so. I was doing uni as well, and I was trying to do all my content, and then like look after people in my Facebook group, and there's so many different things. So I'm just trying to hire it out a bit at the minute. But it just it's the next hurdle to go over.
Yeah. And then obviously, the other big story that's happened for you lately is like you actually landed an interview with Ben Settle, who is, notoriously reclusive, doesn't really seem to like to talk to very many people. And yet you didn't know him, you didn't have any big name to swing around, and you weren't offering him, you didn't really offer him very much other than a friendly conversation. And yet he said yes to you, and he seems to tell hundreds or thousands of people to bugger off every year. So
Yeah.
what did you do differently?
Yeah, well, I'm sure you've all seen the email I sent to him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've sent him an email before when I was first starting out. I was like, oh, can you help me out and stuff like that? But I had nothing to offer him. And this time I was like, oh, fuck it. I'd watched it's the same as doing research for, like, if you're writing for somebody, I watched a load of like podcasts, and then he was saying, oh yeah, this is where I can get my best leads, it's doing podcasts. So I was like, okay, I can just like position a cold email in that way and be like, yeah, I'll write, or I'll get you on the podcast and you can promote something for you. 'Cause I just sort of knew what he wanted and I tried to position it, but I don't want to say like, oh yeah, I'm such an expert, I've managed to do this. I think it was partly lucky. Like he could have just ignored me. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's always an element of luck, but it's just the fact that he's kind of known for being somebody who doesn't really like to give interviews or talk to people, and sort of his attitude is, I'm just doing my own thing, leave me alone to live my life. And yeah, you seem to manage to have cut through the noise and got him to engage with you, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like, I think it's because he wanted to do the podcast or something, and maybe he just wanted to talk to someone who, like, it's definitely because I've built up like you can sort of see in my channel that I'm doing like 10K a month or something. So if he saw that I wasn't making anything, or like, you sort of have to have something to offer him, I think, because he's not just gonna give you an hour of his time. So I'd say he probably just looked at it and was like, oh yeah, he seems credible and seems like it'll be a casual conversation. So.
And do you mean specifically your YouTube channel, or like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see Ben Settle hanging out on TikTok all that much.
Yeah, no, I linked him. He probably doesn't even know what it is, to be honest. Like, I just linked the YouTube in the very first line. I was like, here's my YouTube channel. So I'm assuming, like, if you go onto my channel at the minute, I'll just mute this because I don't want my fucking voice coming up. Yeah, I'd say if you go onto my channel, there was a video posted recently. So here's how I'm doing 10K a month or something, and then I'm talking about how to find clients. And yeah, like, it's basically, I'm sure he just looked and was like, yeah, I know exactly what he's doing. But yeah, I can't explain it.
Okay.
It's mad to
So,
me too.
but you had the credibility markers out there from having your own content on the internet.
Yeah, and I'm sure like you don't see too many copywriting YouTubers, because it's a really small niche, I think. So he probably just saw it and was like, oh, there's very few people that do this, and he obviously does it. So why don't I just hop on for an hour?
Okay. And actually going right back to the start, like, what actually made you decide to do copywriting in the first place? Because I mean, I know before I found out about copywriting, I didn't even know it existed. I remember hearing about it on a podcast in 2013 and being like, what? This is something that you can get paid for.
And have you been doing it since 2013, or do you only do it recently?
No, I didn't really actually take it all that seriously until just around Christmas 2018, just before Christmas. So around November 2018 was when I quit my last job. I was working in the construction business up till then, but I knew it existed, and I just started to sort of use it a little bit to market for the business I was working for, to help with like bringing in clients via email. But I didn't really take it that seriously. And then around that time, I said, okay, I'm done with the construction industry. I want to change. And I said, okay, I'll give copywriting a go. It's now or never. And I just gave it a go at that point. But like prior to 2013, I didn't know it existed at all. I couldn't believe it, like, that this was a thing. Doing the writing on the back of cornflakes boxes was actually a career.
Yeah, I know. So basically I was doing the year before, while I was in uni, I was always sort of skint. I'd worked like a summer job, and then I was over in Liverpool, and like, it's fucking deadly to get a decent job over there. It's just like you work at McDonald's to 5 in, or you work in like a bar till 5 in. So I was always trying to fucking like figure out what I was gonna do, and I would do everything from like just going down to vintage shops and trying to buy and resell clothes online, and then I was doing Deliveroo, all these things. And I'd done like drop shipping for a while, and I'd probably done it for like over the space of like two or 3 months, between learning and then launching a store and all that. And I obviously started watching these drop shipping YouTubers, and I was like, oh, there's so much money to be made. And I met a guy just before this, and this is, I think, where I started learning about like making money online. He was doing YouTube, and he had like a Fortnite channel, and he made like $25,000 off it. And he wasn't in any of the videos. It was just like, he just produced all these highlight clips and stuff. So that got me into it. And then I did drop shipping, and then I'd seen like a Nate Schmidt video or something. He talked about drop shipping, and then like I got recommended one day, and this was actually the best recommendation I probably ever got. It was like his free course for copywriting, how to make like $3 grand a month writing emails. So I just watched that, and I was like, oh, this is something I can do that there's no bullshitting with. Like with drop shipping, I could have blamed like not getting a good product or not marketing well or the supplier, but with copywriting, it just felt like if I can't do this, then like this is like completely up to me. There's no fucking excuses to be made. And so I sort of started that, and then I started like learning it all, and it took a wee while, and then yeah, basically just started reaching out to companies, and then after I like got a client, I think I got one client or a couple of clients, I started making the YouTube videos to get more clients, and then that launched into the whole digital product thing, which I'd never even thought of. So
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Amazing. And actually, as for the YouTube channel itself, does that directly generate any revenue for you, or is it just that it's a platform for you to promote yourself?
Yeah, it's all right. It's so I have like some expenses like Kajabi and stuff, which costs like 150 quid a month. And so YouTube's always made about like this month it's made 115 pound. So it sort of just covers a few expenses. But I think in the last year, 1,500 pound in the last year, which is nice because it just sort of covers a lot of stuff I would have spent on. But it was
Yes.
more of like, yeah, like I started because I wanted to make the ad revenue. Like it's all Graham Stafford and all these guys. But I realized that the real money is in selling stuff using your YouTube channel. So yeah, that's basically where I figured it out.
Yeah, it's using the audience as a platform to actually make sales directly of products, whether you control or you get a good piece of the revenue off them, right?
Yeah, it's like anybody I saw if they were looking at my YouTube channel like, oh, you only have fucking 9,000 subs, how are you making money? And then I would have thought like, oh, you have to make your money from ad revenue, and I wanted to do YouTube and stuff, but it was definitely the digital products and all that stuff is where you make the money. And I have got a couple of clients like at the start there, but yeah, I just don't really, I don't know, I don't really like client work as much. It's just some,
Sure.
yeah.
No, I get that. I mean, I'm trying to move away from doing client work more and more myself because, yeah, longer term, you really want to be able to, as I said, with the client work, it's you make the sale, then you have to deliver. Whereas with the product creation side, if you make something that people want, the fact that
Yeah.
you can, especially with digital, where there's no cost of goods sold, basically, other than some software, it's like, you know, that resale every time, the margins are just fantastic.
Yeah, and like I was talking to Andrew that you put me in. I was actually around at his house
Yeah.
I went for dinner one night, and I think I'm probably gonna go again soon.
Andrew is one of those guys who's so smart. I feel like I've had a brain injury every time I talk to him because
I
he's
can
so
believe
clever.
it. The amount of books in his face. Yeah, I just felt like, oh, I'm just some fucking kid here. Like compared to yeah, he's talking about stuff that was going over my head for a while too, because it was just like
Yeah.
it was mad. He's run like a Facebook ad agency that done like $1 million a year or something, and he doesn't run Facebook ads. He's just really good at hiring people out to do that stuff. So he's probably the one to talk to about VAs as well.
I think Andrew is a guy who's just smart about, you know, making the best use of his time. He realizes like, don't get stuck down any stupid rabbit holes. Like, find other people, build a team, get things rolling as quick as you can. And no, he's dead. He's dead right. It can be hard to be that way if you've got a technician's mentality where you have to know about things and you want to do it yourself first. But like, you can use up an awful lot of time learning and then trying to do 3, 4 things at once and get nothing achieved. Whereas if you understand where you are strong and you can just focus on that and get other people to bring the other parts to the table, I think those people tend to do a lot better and faster too.
Yeah, it's definitely like I've learned so much about the whole, like I was creating YouTube content every week with the hope of getting people into my course, but then I realized I can build a funnel once and then just make content on TikTok, which is much easier, and let that do the work. And it's all about like building systems and all that. And like I would follow Sam Ovens and stuff like that because it's like people who have done what I want to do at a high level. So yeah, it's definitely hiring people is the next one, because I was obviously worried about can I trust people, or am I going to waste money on someone? But I've sort of got to a point now where I'm just reinvesting back into the business, and like I don't buy stupid shit, so I just want to reinvest and all that stuff.
Yeah. Look, the thing, I mean, I haven't done a lot of it, but I have hired people to help me with projects in the past. And what I found is, yes, you are going to waste money. Like, you have to vet people before you can work with them. But periodically, someone is just going to turn in a pile of shite that you can't use, and you just have to eat that and live with it and accept it. Okay, well, I won't be working with you again. Bye bye,
Yeah.
and then move on and hope it turns out better next time. That's just is what it is.
It's all a numbers game. Like that's what I apply to fucking everything. Even in personal life with girls or any of that, it's if something doesn't work out, you move on to the next one. If I can't make sales, or like if you can't make sales doing one thing, just try another thing. Like you're gonna fail over and over again, but you'll get, you'll learn how to do it as well. You'll get experience in whatever you're doing.
Yeah, all you're ever really looking for is an edge, something where you win more often than you lose. And then once you're in that position, you can just keep going, and you know that the wins will stack up over time.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm going to open up for questions in a minute now. It's just want to ask about when you were actually creating your course, when you decided, okay, I'm going to create this course. Was there anybody giving you advice or guiding you at that time, or were you just magpieing from other people's content that you found around the internet?
Yeah, no, it was literally, I just looked at this Gabriel guy and I was like, oh, I just want to use him as like a template and do it in my own niche. So my old sales page and everything looked sort of like his, because I'd never written for a course seller before or anything. So it was all just myself, and I probably could have learned more from a coach, but you'll be very skeptical as well. Like you don't know if someone's actually going to teach you. And eventually then the reason I started the funnel and everything was I started watching like Alex Becker's videos, and he released all his old courses. And some of his courses actually taught you how to make a course and how to market it and everything like that. So I took one of his courses that at the time he probably charged like $2,000 or $3,000, but I got it for free. And if I paid for it, it would have paid for itself well over. So yeah, I'm more. It's definitely, it's still me doing a lot of it, but I'm definitely open to like paying people from now on and doing that stuff.
Okay. Have you actually like paid for other people to give you coaching, or have you paid for mentorship or any of that stuff in the past, or joined any masterminds?
Not even. I do want to, but it's just at the minute. Yeah, I really, I think my thing at the minute is getting time and figuring out how to like automate stuff so I can look into that, because yeah, there's so much stuff I want to do in every different area of the business, but I've just, yeah, haven't got the time.
Okay, brilliant. Guys, if I'm going to open up for, because we're running about 45 minutes today, so I reckon we open up for 5-10 minutes of questions now before we finish off.
If you don't want to go to 4, I'm happy enough. I don't mind.
Okay, cool. Let's just see. Anybody got anything they want to jump in with?
Yeah, I'll jump in quick. You kind of covered it a small bit though, but it kind of with having your own offer in the course, it seems like the highest leverage point was actually building the audience first and having that there before you kind of have the course, and you put in that graft over the years or whatever. Yeah, basically, would you say that is kind of one of the biggest, like the highest leverage point with the course, and actually being able to sell it then because you have the audience there already?
Yeah, I think like I was like, I didn't even plan to sell a course. So whenever I did it, I'd already had a bit of an audience, but there's so much that goes into it where you think like, you assume so much. I assumed like, oh, I'll just make YouTube content and then I'll get loads and loads of sales. But I was doing YouTube full time, pretty much like 3 videos a week, and growing a small audience over there, and I was literally getting like 2 sales a month from the course. And I thought like, I'm spending so much time here, and this is like, it's a good course, so I need to sell more of it. And that's when I went over and started promoting it in TikTok and using the funnel and everything. But if you have a good funnel and all that stuff, I'll send you after it if you want a link to the Alex Becker stuff I use. But if you have a good funnel and you know how to run the business properly, you don't even need a huge audience. It's just like a couple of 100 people a month you just get them through your email funnel, and that's it.
Cool.
And
Yeah, actually, it's funny, like Matthew, when I first got into copywriting, I definitely kind of got sold on a lot of the myths about copywriting, because people who, I mean, the first person I learned copywriting from was Mike Samuels, and he was brilliant because I don't know if you know Mike at all, but his way he breaks everything down is a real nuts and bolts approach. It's like, you know, push all the persuasion secret stuff to the side. Here are just the basic step-by-step processes you need to go through to write a useful sales page. Here's a template to start from. Stick with this, write it like this, just do it like this, and it won't be brilliant, it won't be amazing, but it'll be enough to get you, like, it'll be competent, it'll convert, it'll be enough to get you rolling. And then later on you can add your own style. And that way of thinking about things was really good, because a lot of people in the world of copywriting tell you, they start to focus on all these persuasion secrets and secret mind hacks and a lot of hokey old shite like that's just really not true. And then as you get deeper into it, you realize that there is no real secrets. There's no secret to getting everything to happen for you easy. It's understanding who you're selling to, you know, what it is that's bothering them, what's wrong with them in their life, what do they want to achieve, what problems do they want to solve, and trying to present what you've got to offer in a way that shows it can help them fix their problem. And that's all there is to it in most cases.
yeah, definitely. Like there's a whole lot tactics and all that stuff. And I still find myself getting bogged down the odd time with like, oh, what should I price my course or what should I do this? But the main thing is just like, it's so basic. You just create content or get an audience or get leads and then put them through your machine and then have a course that they can buy. And it's just about getting people through that funnel and all that stuff. It doesn't, there's so much like fucking about you can do with it, but you just have to start. If you want to make content or anything like that, you just have to start, and it'll get better. Like my first videos were shit. If you look at my first videos, they're so like the camera was out of focus and everything, but like I just kept doing it, and I just got better at it naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just think inside the world of copywriting itself, like the really hardest of the hardcore copywriters are guys you probably never even hear of, because they're just super focused. They're sitting inside somebody else's machine just writing copy constantly, and they're super single-mindedly focused and obsessed. But then there's this kind of scene around it, which is kind of like a Harry Potter fandom, where everyone's blowing smoke up each other's bums about like all the persuasion secrets. And the reality is like copy is super important, but it is the tip. I keep on visualizing now, it's the tip of the spear. Like the stick, the shaft of the spear is the audience, then the offer is the actual spearhead, and copy is just a really sharp, polished tip at the end of it that's just kind of breaking through the skin. But unless you've got a nice arrowhead and a nice shaft behind it, it ain't going anywhere by itself.
Yeah, it's definitely it's like learning how to sell. That's basically what I learned from copywriting. It's learning how to sell to people, and if you can do it with technology, it means you can scale it, and you can make one thing once and then sell it to like 1,000 people every day or something. Yeah, like I definitely don't. I would prefer the whole video content creation side compared to like the actual copywriting. And that's why I don't really do much copywriting client work now. It's just like more teaching people what I did. But yeah, I'd probably like to do another course where I teach something I'm more interested in. But like copywriting, I think is just like the base skill for everything.
Yeah, it's the foundational skill for any kind of sort of sales or marketing based type of business. You need to have it there. You need to actually understand the fundamental principles at least.
Yeah, 100%. That's it.
Okay, anybody else want to jump in?
I got a question. Or two, actually. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're
Andre,
First of all, I'm honored to be in the Irish room as the only one who's not Irish.
You're welcome. Don't tell people you're not Irish. You're
no.
Oh
shit. I think my name kind of sticks out in this room. Anyway, yeah. So like first, you mentioned that you choose TikTok because it's easier for you to create content for TikTok. Is it because the videos are like just basically shorter form content, so YouTube takes longer because it's a bigger production?
Yeah, definitely. It's like YouTube, you have to script out the whole thing. Like I like treating it all like proper, like a production house would. I just like script it, film it, edit it, and then put it out. But yeah.
Okay.
But
Got it. And the other thing was, I'm just curious about the TikTok funnel, like what that looks like. Is it that you literally have several TikTok videos that are linked to each other, or is it more like that you have the video that then sends them like to some website?
yeah, so I just have in my bio, I have a link to like free training, and then it's that's the funnel. But I honestly have been slacking on it because I've seen, like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Jason Capital or any of these guys.
Yeah. Follow him as well.
And I like, he's done some questionable marketing and stuff. I'm not, some of his stuff's a bit questionable, but he knows what he's doing. If you're selling like a good course, you can look at him, like the marketing he does. He basically he'll do like 4 or 5 videos, and then a sixth video will be like, oh, if you want to make money, come and check out this link. And it's very like, his is very like it's bullshitty, because it's called Money Boss or something, and it's I don't know, but yeah, that's what it is. You just push people to that link, and
okay, so each video is basically like a small ad in a way for the
I don't even, I used to do it more. The way I blew up on TikTok was by doing general business and money content, and then like with that you'll get loads of people coming in who wouldn't have done it before.
Yeah, okay. Well, have you ever bought anything from Jason Capital?
No.
Okay, because like I could just vouch for, like, I've had one course that I didn't even exchange for another free of charge, and the content is actually good. So like, I mean, even though his marketing sometimes does come off a little bit like hypey,
I've heard like
it's actually good stuff. So it's like, he's not just bullshitting.
That's what I mean. I didn't know, because I had heard from people that is like, well, I suppose I'd probably watched like a fucking CoffeeZilla video or something, and it like completely, like, he's completely, what do you call it? I don't know, sensationalist. So
yeah, but he is, but he's also, I think he's mostly appealing to like very, very young audience, like 18-year-old boys, basically like high school kids. And a lot of them buy, and a lot of them are giving sort of a bad rep, because I mean, they obviously don't want to do the work. They buy the silver bullet, and then they're disappointed they have to work, and then they say that he's like full of crap. But actually, he gives good advice.
I think I'm definitely more like skeptical, because I've been like, I'm a marketer myself, but like the like of Alex Becker, the way he promoted the courses that I got, obviously I didn't pay for them, but the way he promoted them was like, oh, you can do everything easy. Like his whole thing is like, you make it easy. They get the results easy, fast, and without the stuff they don't like. But then whenever he gets you in the course, it's like fucking Navy SEAL training the first few years. Like, you have to fucking you have to drop social media, drop everything, and then once you buy it, it's a different story. But it's usually it's good. So I'm sure he's probably the same.
Matthew, can I ask one question? Just say like on proportion of, say, like your TikTok, your YouTube, and your list. Are you actually making more sales for the course on TikTok, or is it just kind of the production is a lot easier and the reach is higher because it's fairly organic, it's a new platform, all that stuff? Are like the majority of sales are actually coming from TikTok too, or?
Yeah, I would say so, because I was doing YouTube independent. Like I haven't tested everything the way I should, but when I was doing YouTube and I wasn't promoting it at all on TikTok, YouTube was getting me like 2 sales a month. And then there was a week where I just made my funnel and then started promoting it on TikTok and cross promoting on Instagram. And Instagram's only like, I only had a couple of hundred followers, so it was definitely TikTok that did the work. But I just started, it's just about pumping the numbers in, like get as many people into this funnel, and some of them will buy. So there's no, like, there's that quality lead sort of thing, but if I don't know, it doesn't, I haven't really worried too much about that, because I used to think, you have to get really good quality leads, and YouTube's where you get them. But honestly, it's the same type of thing for any social media. Like you get the same type of leads from any social media.
I kind of, it's complete assumption, but that you might build up more like authority or credibility or trust through YouTube, because it's just longer videos and like people get to know you better or whatever.
I think there's some truth to that, but like I think maybe people go on my TikTok and then they go through my funnel or something, and then they look at my YouTube and they see that I have loads of stuff there, and then they end up buying the course. And yeah, I think it's just YouTube's way too slow. I think it's really basic. I think it's like just as many people as you can into a good funnel and sell them a good product, and then they'll like, that's where the sales come.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, there's also something about like that short form content where you've got the hook and you're delivering your CTA within 30 to 60 seconds. Whereas on YouTube, like, especially if you're doing even if you're doing 3 to 5 minutes, you still have to hold someone's attention 3 to 5 minutes. And most people never see the CTA if you're going to drop it in at the end. Whereas if it's a 30-second slot, you get a lot more people actually viewing your CTA in the first place. Yeah,
definitely. It's like, there's a guy I literally listen to every week on YouTube, and he's called Graham Cochran. I don't know if any of you've seen him. I only seen him because I searched up a really specific thing about Kajabi, and he does like a weekly podcast where he talks about how to launch an online course, and he'll cover loads. Like, if you want to learn about what I do, his channel is fucking absolutely amazing. It's Graham Cochran. So he does it, like, he does a podcast every week, and at the start of the podcast, for like 2 or 3 minutes, he'll tell you to go to his free training or something. That's his funnel. So yeah, I think definitely less effort on YouTube, because it's just so time consuming.
Okay. Yeah. We've got a pretty much coming up to the end of the hour, so I got to give this a wrap up in a minute. But before we go, Matthew, I'm going to post this video up in the Irish Direct Marketers group afterwards. So where is it? Otherwise, people can find you. Where can they find your courses? Is there anything you want to promote today?
Not even, like, if you want, I suppose, private coaching or something with me, I can just send me a message. I'm not really out here to like sell everybody and stuff, because I like just having a community of people, because I was doing this all myself for ages. So to even just have people that are doing this. So if you want coaching on how to create digital products or freelancing, or you just want to get my course, it's just matthewmorgan.io, or you can send me a message, and I'll see what you're actually interested in, because there's no point just sending you to one course if you're interested in something else. But
okay, awesome. Yeah, and I know it has been good. Like, the group hasn't been super active up to now, but what I wanted to do mainly was to be actually just have a list where I can contact people, because I want to put together some kind of an in-person meetup. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It probably needs to be a step above drinking cans in Stephen's Green. We should probably have a roof over our heads. But I do want to do some kind of a meetup where people can get together, have a couple of beers, have a chat. Maybe potentially people could find out people they want to collaborate with, but just to meet other people, because it's a weird, lonely business to be in if you're not inside an agency.
100%. Yeah, even Andrew, he's like invited me around for drinks a few times, so I'm definitely going to get even that, like, because you learn so much about other people, and you drop these assumptions that you have and all that. So definitely I'll go for that.
Okay, brilliant. Well, look, Matthew, thank you very much for coming on today. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks, Andre. Thanks, Connor, for showing up as well. And this is going to go up in the group later on. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers.